Hello, I am Q Savage, and if you're new, what it do? I hope you become part of the Q crew. It's to subscribe. So, Q crew, this is actually mental month for men, and I want to shoot out one more video about men's mental health. And today, we're going to talk about how I've been hearing a lot of guys always talk about, well, good men finish last, and plenty of women, plenty of men have said the reason why this is the reason they are not getting what they want. A lot of these men don't seem to want to hear that they are just choosing the wrong women or doing the wrong thing to attract the right women. So, one thing that I don't know if they're specifically really good men, but these are probably some of the men that would say that they're good men, but the men that be having the big old money bricks on the side of their head. If you want to have a gold digger or you want to attract a woman that's only here for the money, then just have some money in your hands flaunting it everywhere. First of all, that is a huge red flag for women that you actually want, that have good intentions. And number two, it's a turnoff for me personally. Because just I'm not the only woman that sees this. But the first thing we see is that you don't have good money management. Number two, that is not logically common sense, unsafe to have money like that just out in the open. You shouldn't even show and flaunt that you have that much money on you or near you like that. That's the reason why you will be humble about your riches and have it in the bank. Can't be having that money just out in the open like that and expect someone not to rob you or be jealous of you or want to do some type of harm to you. And that's some women out there that will take advantage of you for that reason alone because you're being negligent with your money. Third reason is that it's just a huge sign of immaturity. That's really what it boils down to. That you have this money that you're flaunting it, and understand that you like. Well, there's women that are always talking about money, this money, that. You're listening to toxic women. That's what you're doing. And that have integrity or morals that you want in a woman, but you're attracting the complete opposite. Men have said this, women have said this to you, but it's just completely brushed over. And that goes into number two. Good men are being doormats. They're being doormats. They are, so just because the woman is pretty, then they just go ahead and go along with whatever because he's just so happy that she's here. Now, women do this type of behavior too, but we're talking about men and how they behave. And then when your friends try to tell you, whether they're male or female, try to tell you that this, most of the time it's female that try to tell you that this female's not good for you. She's for the street. She talks to you disrespectfully. She doesn't do right by you. Why are you still with her? I told you she wasn't cool. I told you she was using you. They do. No, she loved me. No, she definitely, no, that's not baby. Blah 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 blah. Right? These are the same men that complain about why the good guys finish last, but yet you have made the most horrible decisions. Next one. So let's talk about mental health of why some men finish last in this area. Now, it's the thing with women, but again, we're talking about men here. Stay on task. Stay on task. Stop trying to veer and deflect. We're trying to stay here and talk about the real. Okay? Right. So you know how women don't have a relationship possibly with their dads or don't have their dads in their life. Well, they're affected, a man affected by that as well. And we're not talking about the men being absent. We're talking about them having bad relations with their mothers or maybe not having a good connection with their mother. So because they did not have that type of feminine energy, they desperately project and try to have it in the wrong possible way in their relationship. Now, this is why we always talk about childhood trauma. A lot of our issues that derive in our romantic relationships is from our child development within our childhood trauma that we didn't address or didn't heal from. And normally we're fine, we are doing good when we're by ourselves, but it doesn't surface until we're actually in the relationship. And then we're self-reflecting, we're not maturing, we're not listening to our partners or friends or family when these type of things arise. And men are one of the hardest ones to try to tell them that they have a mental issue. So immediately they want to emotionally detach because they don't feel like they're supposed to have this type of emotion. They think it's feminine. They think they're not supposed to have certain type of emotions, period. But we are all people. We all have emotions. And just because men display it differently doesn't mean they don't display it sometimes in the same way or in a similar way or going through a similar thing, just not taking it well. So, or even their mother may have passed away and they're not there anymore. It when it comes to mental health, it always is it's hard to really completely just feel like that's what it is. It's only up to you to know exactly where it derived from within self, because it could be from damage from anything. I'm just giving an example because it's the most likely thing that it could be. And when a woman doesn't have a mother or a father or both not present, then it displays differently. And we're all different individuals. So this could display or come off completely different depending on the individual. But I am telling you that a lot of men that are very nice, considerate, it is the same thing when we tell women that they have to have a sense of self love. You have to have that same sense of love for yourself too, to not allow a significant other or any person close to you try to talk down to you, make you feel less than. And a lot of men seem to want to put themselves in a control aspect when that's not the way to display or have it either. Because most likely that person is not a good match. But you don't want to let the person go because they are very beautiful, or you feel like you can't get anything better than that person that you're with. And what it really boils down to, it don't matter how pretty the person is, you're just as good significance or good of a person, just as attractive, just as lovely as this woman is. You're just a male counterpart. You have to put yourself at that same level. You can't bring yourself lower. And that's another thing. They're bringing themselves lower in a relationship. Their self-esteem is lower than they know that it is, because you wouldn't allow a woman or your significant other to treat you this way. That's where that self-reflection comes in. Don't play about yourself. Everybody always talks about, well, I don't play about my kids. Well, don't play about yourself neither, just as hard. It seems to be like common sense, but there's a lot of people that struggle with this, and people handle their emotions differently, whether it'll be they treat women horribly because of this situation, or they treat themselves lesser than and want to do right. But at the end of the day, you have to have proper boundaries in order for you to have someone treat you right. And I've learned this myself too. And it's something that everyone should have. Don't be playing about self.
I also wanted to mention that there's a lot more men that are coming out and expressing their feelings and going to therapy. This is a awesome thing that they want to make changes in this. There is self-reflection going on. This man on this post stated that I hate being in my feelings, and I advised him like me too. I don't like my feelings as well. Shoot, feelings are so inconvenient. Don't ignore them. Let your feelings process. It is natural if you are feeling down. Don't stay there forever. You don't belong in that dark place.
So remember, you guys, you are beautifully, wonderfully made. Only you can make that change. I'll see you guys on the next video. Deuces!